Hi, it's October. It's my birthday this month. It's actually coming up in a few days, but it's also the month dedicated to breast health awareness. Actually, when they set up this month, they set it up for the disease awareness. It's a negative take on it. I want to take the positive. I want to look at awareness of the health and of the relationship that women have with this part of their bodies and practices around what they can do for this part of their body. So, we're going to talk about this today, and I want to share a bit about my past. First of all, hi, this is Liana, Holistic Intimacy Coach. Welcome back to my channel. Here, I help you get your orgasmic intimacy. Ladies, today we're going to talk just between ourselves. The gentlemen watching, I hope that you can hold space, and I hope that you can at least take this parallel. When I was doing my certification in sexological body work, one of my colleagues, man, he said that women are as conscious or as, yeah, self-conscious about their breast size as men are about their penis size. Okay, so it is delicate. You might want to put this parallel into your head. When you talk to a woman about her breasts, it's actually even more delicate than when you talk to her, I don't know, about other parts of the bodies. Because this one is more visible and it gets a lot of attention in a lot of ways, whether it's too small or too big or too, I don't know what. People touch without permission and so on. So, yeah, it's a delicate topic for women. So, let's dive into it. First of all, breast health awareness. Now, how do I look at breast health awareness? Well, it all starts with the relationship that you have with this part of your body. And the relationship that you have with this part of your body is built on the messages that you've had or received while growing up, especially around the time when your breasts were developing. I think everybody or every girl knows that when her breast starts to grow and it kind of starts to show through the t-shirts or whatever you're wearing, and at the seaside you can't really, they're not big enough to wear anything, but they're also starting to grow and people maybe make fun or whatever. So what do girls do? First of all, they slouch. Okay, I've had this also, like I would slouch literally as low as I could for many years until it took a while for me to just stand straight. And a lot of women actually noticed this around me. Wow, you stand so straight. And I told them, yeah, but why don't you stand straight? So there's no education around or no socialization around being proud of your body and standing up straight and carrying the breasts that you have, small, big, oversized, no breasts, because some women are really no breasts at all. Whatever it is, you're standing straight. It's actually healthy for your the not just your overall posture, your back, but also your mindset. Okay, you have a different mindset when you're sitting all day like this or standing, walking around all day like this, as opposed to walking, I don't know, with dignity and with self honoring and self love and self trust. It's not that you're uptight like somebody's shoved a carrot up your ass or whatever. No, it's that you're just standing straight, looking at the world from a much more open and what is the word I'm looking for? Not entitled, just self trusting, self aware place. Secondly, the health and vibrancy of your breasts also relies on the messages that you tell yourself and how you heal whatever was um, imprinted on you, whatever messages you got, lack of appreciation, unwanted appreciation from everybody else, the way you transform, purge, and blossom from within in the messages that you imprint on this part of your body. It might sound stupid to a lot of women, especially the ones that are more intellectual, the ones that are more pragmatic, business oriented, goal oriented, go-getters. It is a different mindset here, like sending messages to your body and talking to your body as if it was a person with consciousness. For a lot of people, especially for women, more, I don't know, a certain kind of women that were just taught to learn, be pragmatic, structured, survive, thrive in the material world, and so on. The beautiful, pinky, rosy messages, loving sent messages to your body, kind of alien, but that's exactly, when you take it from a personal growth perspective, that is exactly how you purge, clean, purify, and transform the relationship that you have with your breast. Okay? And I think it's vital. I think the messages that you imprint on yourself are primordial. Those are the ones that should always come first. Then are the messages of your beloved or anybody that you want to be intimate with, short term, one night stand, life term, nobody, whatever your decision is there. Those messages are secondary. Primary are the messages that you tell yourself. And it's not really, I don't think it's weird. I think it's personal hygiene and personal love that you do when you speak to parts of your body, and especially when you speak in honoring ways, honoring, loving ways. That's where it starts, ladies. There's no way you're gonna sustain, especially if your breasts are not ideal, there's no way you're gonna sustain them upright, with confidence, with all the protection that you want to put. Yes, I also do that. We're going to talk about some of my personal history pretty soon. But with all the protection that you want, there's no way you're going to sustain all of the system without loving yourself, honoring yourself, appreciating yourself, giving yourself the dignity. So let's go into practices. First of all, the health of your overall body depends on, well, what you do as a physical regimen. I know I've said this in a lot of videos. I'm going to say this in the booby video also. Your body, man, woman, doesn't matter here. Your body was designed to move, not to sit around and not to do anything. It's not designed to be dressed with all the fancy clothes, but not moved and not properly taken care of. So movement overall is important. Number one, we have muscles that we need to use. We have joints that we need to use. And we have tendons that we need to keep flexible and young. And we have blood circulation and lymph circulation that need to move. So that has got to happen. Around your breasts, ladies, we have a lot of lymph nodes. Okay, that's why breast cancer is very it's very severe. There are a lot of lymph nodes, and breast cancer starts from what? From inflamed lymph that hasn't circulated, toxins, that cellular residue that was not transported towards the exits. What are the exits? All the places in your body where you sweat, and all the places in your body where you excrete fluids, solids, whatever. That stuff needs to happen. Also, for that, hydration. Yeah, it's actually good for your mental health. You gotta be hydrated to focus. It's good for your blood flow. If you've ever had to give, like, not donate blood, but do blood tests and have to take blood early in the morning, there's nothing coming out if you don't drink water. Like, I used to have this issue. Like, they would, not to mention that it was so torturing for me to have that needle up my vein and then nothing would come out. So they would have to take out the needle. Miss, you got to drink some water. Have you drank anything this morning? No. Okay. And then the blood would flow. So water, extremely important. Oxygenation, that means breath. And that means correct breath throughout the day. So nose breathing, not too intense, not too shallow though. And then various moments of the days, doing intentional breathwork exercises that will help oxygenate all the cells in your body. And that also includes your breasts. Then there's hormonal health. And the best way to go about it is with what? With prevention. The stuff that you put in your body, the foods that are going to help you balance your hormonal health, is going to help your breasts also. Yes, there are some supplements that are also good for breast health. Even though they are natural, like fennel, they still need to be taken with caution. I remember I used to take a lot of fennel tincture because I found out that it's good for growing your breasts. What it actually did to me overall, it's not that my breasts grew, but the rest of the body didn't. No, I gained weight overall, so my breasts also increased. But that's not healthy. And when I went there, I think for 3 months in a row to purchase the fennel tincture. And the fourth month when I came, the woman selling there said, ma'am, I'm not going to give you this anymore. Unless you come with a prescription, this is not something to toy around with. So whenever you're taking supplements designed for your hormones, and especially very powerful ones, like tinctures or extracts, those are very, very powerful. Those need to be taken with a prescription based on personalized consultation and so on. That's how I started going to personalized consultations and taking prescriptions based on my situation overall. Because you don't want to bring in stuff in your body that allegedly helps with one goal but disturbs the balance overall. Because if you don't have overall health, you can have the most beautiful breasts in the world. You're not going to, in the long run, they're not going to be like that if you're not healthy. And here I also want to mention implants just a bit. I've never had implants. I'm going to tell my personal story about my breasts here, but just I was aware that some of the followers, like there are some fitness influencers that I follow, some women don't have breast implants. And guess what? They're normal. Like nature, most women have normal, average breasts in terms of volume. I'm not saying that they're ugly or whatever. I'm saying that they're not, there's no imbalance there. And when you develop your muscles like fitness models do, then the breasts tend to get even lower because the fat percentage decreases overall. Some fitness influencers, therefore, get implants. Others have the immense courage to not do that. So they show themselves with their natural breasts. And it's obviously, they look differently from those that have implants. Some of the women that I follow that have implants have also owned two things in public. One, they said that, the breasts eventually, in the long run, they don't matter. Though the women that said that didn't take out their implants. So they got a lot of criticism. And justly so. If implants and breasts don't matter so much, why are you still carrying your implants? You got to walk the talk. Otherwise, don't talk. Then there were women that had breast implants. This is, for instance, Danica Patrick. I found out she's born in 1982 as I am. She's several months older than I am, but still the same year. She's a bit shorter than I am. I think 5 centimeters. I have no idea how much that is in inches. Like, I'll be honest, no clue. She's 5 centimeters shorter than I am. And she's super fit. I'm not as fit as she is. But she was dissatisfied that she was slim, slender, fit, toned, ripped, but she didn't have breasts. So she got breast implants, and then several years later she took them out because her body had negative reactions to the implants. Not all women that get breast implants have a perfect rosy health, no problem. Some bodies, some organisms reject the implants. So they unleash an inflammatory process because they have to isolate the foreign alien stuff that is in the body. And in order to do that, all the systems in the body get activated. So Danica Patrick was brave enough to actually own the whole story and say of all the health issues that she had throughout time, this was a process that unfolded itself in time. So it's not so easy, when you don't have the breasts that you want, it's not so easy just, get an implant and that's it. So I want to bring more awareness to the fact that whatever breasts we were given by nature, the best strategy and the most sustainable one is that we take care of them and that we work our relationship with them. So here's my personal story. I mean, who am I to talk, right? First of all, I never had large breasts. And there were a lot of girls when I was growing up in high school that had way larger breasts than I did. And some had even, like, I had a colleague, she had really almost no breasts. So naturally, my colleague and I would get a lot of mockery from guys, boys. Where are your breasts? Why don't you eat what other girls are eating? Maybe your breasts will grow. Why are you so flat? Flatfus. They used to call us like that. All sorts of things. Those are when you're growing up and you're not yet confident in yourself. So think about it. You're a 14, 15, 16-year-old and you hear that. Even if you don't say or show anything in public, that stuff is gonna be so heavy imprinted on you. And I carried a lot of that, negative messaging and negative imprinting. So for many years, I would purchase push-up bras that had fillers so that my breasts would be, they would look like other women's breasts I thought looked. Turns out even other women that had larger breasts than I did, they would still wear push-up bras so that their breasts would be presentable. So for many years, I just couldn't wrap my brain around not wearing bra and not wearing push-up with padding. Really. And if you think about it, that's really unhealthy for your breasts because it actually, what does it do? The whole lymph here, on both sides, blood flow, everything is cut, interrupted, hindered massively. And if you go around the entire day, whether it's at high school or at college or whether you go to your job, and you stay with that shitty thing all day and your blood doesn't flow properly, what do you think is going to happen? And add to that tight pants or whatever else women are wearing, add to that high heels that are not just bad for the foot itself, but also for the lower back, the spine, the posture. You get the sexy vixen image that a lot of women send when they're 20. Think about the health of it. That is not healthy overall. So I had that. And I also had a lot of messages like intimate relationships. I'm not going to share them here in public, so I'm not going to discuss that. But I've also had some negative messages around my breasts. Here's how they balance themselves, and I actually thanked life for that. First of all, one of the women in my community who is actually naturally big-breasted, initially they would all say, yeah, you're not very voluptuous. I would hear that and I was like, wow, how can you, don't you realize like what you're saying? Like in my mind was, why do we need to categorize one another in whatever way and tell somebody what they're not and maybe push some negative buttons? I wouldn't comment. I was like the facilitator there, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna work it out on my own. I'm not gonna correct people because they got their own stuff to work on. But I think she realized, and she came back to me several months later, and she said, Liana, when we would do practices, we would be also, at least from the waist up, we were bare skinned. And she said, I realized your breasts are like Venus of Milo. That's the statues of Venus in the old days. She didn't have these XXXL breasts. They had really small breasts. Said they look like that. Wow, thank you. That I appreciated. And another thing that happened, I was changing in a place, and there was a man there also. So this guy walks up to me and says, "Is it okay if I tell you something?" I said, "Yeah, sure. I think you have beautiful breasts." He said, "I don't, like, there's no hidden message. I just wanted to tell you." And I said, "All right, thank you. I understand." I received that. I didn't tell the guy, "Wow, I never got complimented like that for my breast," because usually, well, guys don't compliment because I think they're afraid that it might sound or come out in a cringy way. So I totally get that. They are reluctant to pay a woman compliments to her breasts. Also, if they compliment or if they look in an appreciative way, if they can manage to look like that, not in a desperate way, sorry guys, then they usually look at women that have fuller breasts, not small breasts. Uh, it turns out there are some men that actually appreciate smaller breasts. So, but I didn't tell this guy, look, like, I didn't get that kind of compliment, like, never. I didn't want to turn that situation into anything more than it was, so I accepted the compliment. I said it was fine. I didn't feel in any way cringy or cringed by him. I didn't feel the need to run away. I didn't feel threatened by him, or he wasn't a stalker. But I said, thank you, I appreciate it. So that's what balanced out my relationship with others, like the stupid, nasty, ugly, destructive things that I heard when I was growing up. It turns out that when I was in my 30s, it balanced itself. And I was really appreciative of that. I thank life for these mature people that actually, men and women, that start to realize, everybody needs compliments, and we can do compliments without being cringy. So that's important. Then the primary thing that I do nowadays is, first of all, I use sports bras most of the time. I know that a lot of people have this cliche expectation that a sex coach should wear all sorts of sexy lingerie. Most of that sexy lingerie is not healthy. It's not comfortable. Think about it. Push up, cute colors, whatever. Most of it is not. It's not. Yes, I do still wear pads. Like I get bras with pads. I like that. Really, I like that. But it's bras, sports bras that are comfortable. They're not gonna, usually it's with medium hold or light hold. So it's not intense that your blood's not gonna flow properly. Um, Secondly, I do massage. And I got a lot of practices in the community for breasts, and I upload frequently. And I also do lymph draining. So some of the practices that I go like this, basically all the lymph here on the sides, you need to activate it, and I do the monkey. That's what I call it, the healthy monkey. What I also do is I talk to my breasts, like I said in the beginning, and I put beautiful messages in my body. I think that is, like, we need to do that more, honestly. It's not that my breasts are going to get bigger or brighter or whatever because I imprint messages. It's that my overall health, like I'm taking out a stress or a shame or whatever people would think that I should have, because I don't know, my breasts don't fit the standard, the beauty standard for women. So I take out all the unnecessary things that don't belong to me, and I put there what? Well, loving messages for my own house. Before what you see around me, my house is this. So I need to do that. I also use serums. I actually make them myself. I try to use natural substitutes of retinol. Sometimes I do massage with it. Sometimes I do the massage just on a shirt like this with no oil, no nothing. And whenever I don't have the energy to do lymph draining for the entire body, I go to a salon and I do it there professionally. Like, there's no shame in that, really. I want to be healthy, so if I don't have the energy or the drive, I'll go and pay somebody and they'll help me do it. And I'm super thankful for that it exists. So ladies, I don't know what your experience is or has been with your breasts. I've opened up discussions in several Facebook groups, Romanian. I've opened up some topics in my One is in my newsletter. The other ones are just around my social media channels, public ones. I'm doing this video now. And obviously, I'm doing practices in my Patreon community. And the aim there is to help women work on various topics around their sexuality and their erogenous zones. So it's been a community, it has over 1 year now. I've got 131 practices in Romanian, 131 practices in English, plus some video bonuses once every Christmas season. So there's a lot of information there to make you work, like include well-being for your sexuality in a more neutral way. I don't have the femme fatale image. I don't really, like, I grew out of that very fast. I have the femme vitale image, which is a healthy, vibrant, in love with herself, and authentic. So that's what you're going to get in that community. If you're curious to expand your repertoire and your perspectives around your breast health and also overall. Otherwise, I hope this video opened up some paths or perspectives for you in the future. Gentlemen, if you stuck with me for almost 30 minutes, wow, super impressed. I don't know what you took out of that, but just being aware that breasts topics are very sensitive for women, just as penis topics are sensitive to guys. I think that's, even if you just stuck with that, then awesome. You've also stuck with the compliments, like neutral compliments that are genuinely out of a place of respect. Trust me, those things went to my heart and they actually helped me because, I'm also a human being like everybody else. And all women, they're very sensitive about their breasts. And whatever image they portray out there, whatever image, overconfident, whatever image, please understand that there are moments when they're very insecure about their bodies. And genuine appreciation and genuine understanding helps so much. So I wish all of us a healthy month, healthy breasts, a beautiful, vibrant, loving relationship with our breasts, and gentlemen, more honoring and more, more conscious relationship with the breasts of your partners. Yeah, don't get into this discussion with your family members. Really, no. Unless they bring it up, don't bring it up yourself. Truly, trust me. Okay, I will hear you in the next video. And if I get around to it, maybe I'll film a video practice for our channel for breast health. If not, there was one that I filmed a year ago, I think. I'm going to link it under this video. Hope that you enjoy that. And drop me a comment. Let me know what you thought of this. Bye.